The first mistake, overspending. I mean, overspending can be anyone's mistake. Let's be honest. It's not exclusive to Sagittarius. But Sagittarius, they are people who just indulge in what they want, or sometimes they're highly generous, or sometimes they just make certain impulsive decisions, and sometimes they just don't mind spending all their money on things that they want to do. But that can't really create your own freedom, because to be free, you have to have a certain, financial backing behind you. Maybe, that could also, mean that you could maybe create a situation where you're earning a certain amount, where, monthly or weekly or daily even, where you can just generate that cash. But overspending or not generating enough is the biggest problem. But overspending is more the problem for Sagittarius. They just sometimes they just want to travel, go here, there, want to purchase this, that, and the other, and they just overspend because they believe in their luck. They believe that they're actually going to have the money again, and they most likely do. But that doesn't actually create freedom. It's still, you're still limited in how you need to operate. You're not operating in terms of freedom, because when you're free, you can do what you please. And if you need to be somewhere or do something, or if you don't have the finances, then you can't do what you please. It's that simple. Number two, not sticking to morals. Now, this is when a Sagittarius decides, the biggest mistake that they can make is, making decisions that's not based around their morals and ethics and standards. If they decide to change their mind, or change, what they think for the money or for the freedom, for something that will create their own freedom, it will actually bite them back later on. They must stick to what they believe is their own principles, their own philosophy. They can't change it. And if they do change it, it has to be something that is not like, oh yeah, we're gonna, let's say somebody comes up to you, says, and you're a Sagittarius, and says you're gonna make money doing X, Y, and Z, and it's something that you don't like, and then you change your morals because of that. No, but if you change your morals over a time period of studying, understanding, learning, experiencing, and then something changes in terms of your morals and how you think, or your belief system, then yeah, that's different for sure. But you have to stick to your morals. If you change your morals, the freedom you won't create the freedom that you desire. Not communicating with their developed wisdom. What do I mean by the biggest mistake Sagittarius makes is not communicating with their developed wisdom? Well, Sagittarius are people who, gain a lot of experience in life and learn very well. They're very good at learning, and they're very good at experience in life. They pick up everything that is around them and stuff. The Sagittarius motto is "I see," because they utilize their eyes a lot. Like they don't miss a trick with their eyes for sure. So that over time that develops wisdom. Even at a young age, they develop wisdom, and what they need to do to create their own freedom is probably the best way that they can actually create freedom is communicating with their developed wisdom. So something that they've learned over a long period of time, or something that they've understood over a long period of time, and them communicating that out. Because Sagittariuses aren't, I'm not saying they can't communicate, because they definitely can, everyone can. But sometimes they're not as open, or as as just I would say, they're not as open communicators as maybe potentially other signs. But if they believe that they know something, that's when their communicating comes out a lot easier and a lot more and a lot better, and it actually hits a certain frequency that they can actually develop their own freedom with that level of communication, with the wisdom that they've gained through life. Number four, knowing they can create their own rules. They can create their own rules. Yeah. Sagittarius can create their own rules. They are the types, though, that do like to stick to the rules. They're not the type that always, like, They are like adventurous and risk taking and everything like that. But they do also like to stick to the rules. But when they realize that when they understand that they have the ability to create their own rules, when they realize that, and then you can take that into any field, really. You can take that into your own type of business or whatever you want to do to create that level of freedom. When you realize that you can create your own rules, that really takes Sagittarius to a different level. Instead of being constricted, because freedom and constriction is something that Sagittarius hate. That's why I said this video is to create their own freedom, because they hate being bogged down and controlled. They hate it. They can't stand it. So when they know that they can create their own rules in any sort of field, that's when they will create their freedom. It's that simple. And the last one, and I think, this is obvious. The biggest mistake is impatience. That's their biggest mistake. It's the ability to they want something now. They want to do it this time, that time. That's why the overspending is there, because they are impatient in terms of what they want. They may not wait. They may just, maybe they don't want to save. Maybe they just want to blow all their money on this, that, and the other. The impatience of maybe achieving a goal, achieving something. Maybe they may change their goal. Maybe they may change their routes. Maybe they may change their their business, their career, whatever it may be. Patience is the key for Sagittarius. You come across an impatient, a patient, should I say? Because impatient is the mistake. If you come across a patient Sagittarius, trust me, that is a Sagittarius to watch out for, because that is the best trait a Sagittarius can develop, for sure. Patience. So these are the 5 things that a Sagittarius needs to create their own freedom, because they need freedom. They need, remember, Sagittarius is half man, half horse. Okay, so think about the horses. Horses are running around, the field, running around the country, back in the day when we never had horses. And this is the same with Sagittarius. They need to, but then they have the mind, because it's half man, so they still have that mind. So, they need that space. They need that open air. They need nature. They need to go to places and different stuff. They need the freedom to explore. And that's why they need to create their own freedom, most of them. I'm not saying it's for everyone, but definitely most of them, for sure. So these are the 5 things. These are the 5 mistakes that Sagittarius makes. Make sure you don't make these mistakes, because if you do, freedom is going to be harder for you to obtain. But if you avoid these mistakes, trust me, the freedom is coming to you straight away. Have a great day.